being made on a 3-bedroom. This room's already finished and raked, as you can see. 1 bedroom still in progress. This hallway and living room has not been, it's only been pre-vacuumed. We've got another bedroom here. Doors won't stay open. We got another bedroom that's been cleaned and raked. This carpet in here is pretty worn out. So, guess they wanted to get one more use out of it. But anyway, that's where we're at. We're getting ready to start. We're going to do the living room and the hall, and maybe the hall. We're going to do that on video so you see that. Stay tuned. Alright, we've done all the bedrooms in the hall. And actually the bedrooms are raked, and we're getting ready to start the living room. The machine's basically getting close to empty, so we'll probably have to stop at least once, fill it back up again, but you guys can see what we dump out that way too. So, and carpet's not too bad. It's just kind of all matted down and worn out. So
we're trying to actually keep track of how many times you have to dump the water on a 3-bedroom apartment, because that's the biggest ones we mess with. So far we dumped the water tank out twice, so we'll see if we have to dump it out 3 times or 4 times to do an entire 3-bedroom with the living room. So
yeah, if the carpets had been dirtier, we would have to slow down more, and it would.
But they were still, we went at a good pace. But we're going to see how many times you have to dump it out and refill it.
So hang on, it's going to be a bumpy ride. One of the big advantages with the Rug Doctor's vibrating brush, it does clean both sides of the carpet at one time, which is pretty nice. If you had a regular rotating brush under there, it would basically pull the carpet and lay it down one direction, and it can make it harder to clean. So this does a good job in one pass. Alright, he's going to dump the water out.
I'll dump it up for the third time. Don't trip over all this cord.
No. Alright, let's see if there's even any dirt in the carpet.
Yeah, it's a little bit. They're dirty. It's not black dirt, but it's dark brown. They definitely needed a good cleaning. Okay, just keep filming and I'll fill the tank up and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I was saying. The vibrating brush, it basically goes forward and backward at the same time, and it's very fast. It does scrub the carpet real good on both sides, so it also fluffs it up nice. And another great advantage is it's full width cleaning brush, so you have, if you can hold it on the baseboard, it's going to clean right up to the baseboard. You won't be able to see there's a line where it didn't clean at, which is kind of a nice feature.
You won't miss the edges.
No. No, you have to concentrate on holding it on the edge because it'll sneak off the edge. But that's just you not thinking about what you're doing as much as you should sometimes.
People have asked us why we don't get the Bizzle, the big Bizzle machine that people seem to like, and the reason why is because on the edges on one side you'll get like a 1.5 inch or 2 inch gap, and the other side has a smaller gap, but there's a gap on each side and you can't clean on the edge.
Yeah, for us that's a big deal. Like in this 3-bedroom apartment, if we had to go around and clean all the edges with another method, it would take a lot longer.
But that's okay at your own home, but for professional cover cleaning, you gotta get the edges.
Yeah, this
otherwise
is nice
you're just a hack.
Yeah, this is nice because it gets all the edges real good for you. And one of the nice things we look for when we decided to go with this Rug Doctors was, since it has a CRI rating, they have platinum on the X3 and gold on the Mighty Pros. It's not going to violate anybody's carpet warranty if you use the machine, and that's kind of a big deal if you're working with new carpets that have a warranty on them. These rental carpets, there's really no warranty, so it doesn't really matter that much. But this machine here has a platinum CRI rating, which is the Carpet and Rug Institute. And it's a good place to check if you're thinking about buying a carpet cleaning machine. It's a good place to get a little bit at least of an idea of how it performs. So let's see if he's good enough on the edge. Yeah, he stayed pretty good. They could sneak up on you a little bit, and you may want to make another pass. See if he can stay on the edge. He's off a little. Kind of tricky when you have stuff sticking out from the wall, or you have a door handle that's kind of in your way. See, like the hinge that's there on the door, going to keep him from being able to get right up to the wall there. But that's a real good close clean to the edge. Now see, like these window sills stick out a little bit, so you can only get so close. But you can see the way the edge is cleaned right up to the edge. That's what makes this machine save us a lot of time over a machine with a regular rotating brush. So that's a lifesaver. Real quick while he's doing that, this hallway's trampled down right now. We haven't raked it yet, but I showed the other rooms. This is how the last bedroom came out. And that's when it's raked. If you see any darker looking, slightly dark areas, that's probably moisture in the carpet that's not dried completely out yet. And yeah, we did Rug Doctor the closets, although that's kind of tricky to do, but we did them. Alright, we're at the 8-minute mark. Yeah, these machines are real easy to use once you get the hang of them. What you might want to notice is he's got the handle not at the highest setting. He's got it down a couple notches, and that's to help push the front of the machine down into the carpet, because you want to have that firmly onto the carpet so that you get good suction. A lot of people leave the handle too high and the front end lifts up, and then you wonder why your carpets are wet. If you watch that front end, when he pulls back on the machine, the wheels are like a fulcrum and they push the front end down. If you put it on the highest setting, it makes it more like a dolly for moving things with. It helps you lift the front end off for transporting it. So you want to make sure you adjust your handle carefully for your height. Now this is a carpet that hadn't been cleaned in 2 years. And all we did was pre-vacuum this one. We didn't scrub it with the Ork. Now with our machine, we've never had a problem with the carpets not being dry after about 4 hours. In the wintertime, sometimes you may take a little longer, but one of the reasons our carpet's dry is because we have the front of the machine down, firmly pressed to the carpet. And that helps the dry time. If you're having a problem where your carpets are taking 2 to 3 days to dry, if it takes your carpets 2 or 3 days to dry, like you hear so many people saying in reviews and everything, then you probably, number one, didn't have the front end of the machine down on the carpet good. Second thing is if you go too slow, you're going to put way more water down than you can really pick up. So you need to keep the machine moving at a fairly decent pace.
We've watched people on videos on YouTube go so slow that what they're really doing is putting water through the carpet right down to the pad, and then they complain that they can't get the carpets dry. And you're supposed to, the rug doctor says to go 1 foot per second. We go 1 foot about every 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds. On a real solid one, we may go 1 foot every 2.5, 3 seconds, and we don't leave the pad wet. If you're going at a snail's pace, you're going to flood the pad, and the carpet's going to take a couple of days to dry.
It's better if you have a stain you're working on. Go ahead and go at a regular pace on the stain. Don't slow down too much for it, but just go back over the stain 2 or 3 times, because if you're going at a proper pace, the machine's going to pick up the water that you put down.
I'll go ahead and
keep working.
finish.
So that's the big mistake, is to run the machine super slow, because you're going to really have problems with putting too much water in one spot.
Okay, we did this carpet, a 3-bedroom, including a living room, and one of the bedrooms is pretty good size, with closets, behind doors and everything. We filled the machine up 3 times. So we've heard a lot of people say you gotta go through lots and lots of buckets of water to use these. It's not that big a deal. 3 times is not a big deal to do a 3-bedroom apartment. That's even big for a normal sized house.
Yeah.
So
If the carpets were dirtier, it would have probably taken more, but if you're like doing this at home and your carpets are fairly clean, you don't really have to mess with too many buckets of water to do your house. It runs a while.
these were dirty, but they were really dirty with like water stains. They weren't with, it was probably someone spilled some cola or an ashtray or something like that. It wasn't a real bad dirt thing where you had to go over and make 4 or 5 passes over a spot. If we'd had to do that, we'd use the Ork Orbiter and scrubbed it all out. But yeah, so you can do a 3-bedroom apartment with 3 fill-ups and 3 dumps. We'll dump this out real quick. The 3rd and final one.
Yeah, we're not refilling though.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
It's dirty. So anyway, Carpet's clean now.
Alright, all that's left is to rake. Which, we'll do that in a few minutes, and I'll show you the after results at least. You might notice here, just so you, what the difference is between raking and not raking. You can see this hallway is just as clean as that bedroom, but it's been walked on when we were using the machine and everything. But you can see how the carpet looks that's raked compared to the carpet. It's still clean carpet, but the carpet here is not raked yet, and you can see the finished result. If we left it like this, it'd look okay when it dried, but you'd see all these machine prints, footprints, everything else. And a lot of cleaners do leave it like that, and they like to leave wand marks behind, and that's just up to personal preference. But when you rake it, you end up where you kind of erase all the proof that anybody ever was up there.
Just one other
And people
thing.
think they got new carpets that way.
Someone asked us in an email the other day why we use a rug doctor instead of like a box extractor or something else. And the truth is this: we're actually a bonnet cleaning service. And when the carpets are dirty, we clean with bonnet cleaning with the Orc-Ovator, and then we use the rug doctor to do a good rinse. You don't need much of a carpet cleaner to do a rinse after a bonnet cleaning. Most people bonnet cleaning don't rinse at all. We used to use the rug doctor exclusively on everything, but now we use it primarily on rugs, on carpets that aren't real dirty. We bonnet clean anything that's dirty, and then we rinse it with the rug doctor. But normally, we bonnet clean everything. So the reason we don't have a big extractor is we just don't need one. We're a bonnet cleaning service, and we just need something to rinse the carpets for us. So the rug doctor does a fine job of that.
Yeah, and these carpets, we didn't scrub anything with the Orc because it just wasn't that dirty.
When it is clean, we normally just run the rug doctor over them and clean them that way, because you're only doing one pass, so you're not getting the carpets overly wet.
Yeah, and this carpet's about 4 years old, so there's gonna be, when we rake it, there's gonna be some spots that look different on the video. And that's because where people put their feet, when they're sitting on the couch, they rub the carpet there and it gets abraded. And so you can't ever have the carpet looking perfectly even again because you can't fix worn out spots. And that's basically all that's gonna be left in this carpet. It's clean, but it's an older carpet. So
Well,
it's not gonna look perfect
We
when we're
cleaned
done.
this carpet 2 years ago,
Yeah,
and when we came up, it was in amazing condition, so it remained clean for a long time.
well, that also proves that when you clean with the rug doctor, the carpet does not have to stain
It doesn't
again.
re-sole right away. That's
That's just using a bad technique that causes that.
That's a fable. It's not true.
Yeah, even a $100 machine will clean if you do it right, and you won't have reoccurring stains. You get that when you leave the residue in the carpet and you don't get it all out. And these things will get everything out if you do it right. Anyway, we're gonna rake and get done with this video so we can go home. And I'll put the raking video up. I don't know if it'll be with this or separate, but you might look for that. But thanks for watching.